backtrack. And you should have kept my name out your mouth. Ask me though how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for clout, keep on going, give me something you could talk about.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing this fine Friday, November 14th, 4:23 p.m. Yep, here we are. So I have a few things to say today. There's like ever so slightly more information coming out about the David case, but it's only really coming out from YouTubers. I did see Sloan posted something. I saw also Rabbit posted something about potentially the FBI getting involved in the David case. Now, I don't know if that's going to be happening or not. I don't know if that's true or not. But I thought we could maybe look into that. What is this? Investigator shares new information. Oh, this isn't new. Okay, so all right. So I'll give that a beat. And then I also wanted to talk a little bit about there have been some I'm not even going to say developments because it's actually a really long time ago this happened. But my cousin Neem went over there and, cousin Neem investigates all over the Soft White Underbelly channel and he found some stuff. He found something I found to be quite alarming. And also on top of that, I did want to, so we're going to talk about that. And I also want to let y'all know that Milagro Milagro Graham's case starts next week. It starts on the 17th. Today's the 14th. Now, as thank you, Nikolai. I actually, this is not like what it's supposed to be, but it had like some rollers in it. And then I put it in my hair when it was wet and it's still kind of wet. So I can't like brush through them. If you know, you know. But yeah, it'll be looking like something better like at a later time. But thank you for the compliment. That's very nice. Thank you. A lot of people are saying that. KJ, Cat Magic. Shout out to y'all. Okay, shout out to y'all. Thank you. So the issue with the Milagro situation, the issue with covering it is that it's all the way down there in Florida. And of course it's in federal court. So it's no cameras allowed in there. And so somebody would have to actually go over there and I guess live tweet from inside of there. But I mean, I don't even know if you're allowed to live tweet from inside of there without having asked for permission and stuff like that. So I have no idea if anybody's going to actually be going each day. That would be very nice if somebody did, because I definitely want to follow this case. Because I think that frankly, it appears to me from the outside looking in. I don't know these people. I've never spoken to her, never spoken to any of the parties in this case. But from what it looks like to me, she's kind of being like, in my opinion, unfairly kind of singled out and picked on. Again, it's been going through the courts. I have not really been keeping up like that closely and stuff like that. So, take what I say with a grain of salt. It's really just opinion. But the other reason why I am really interested in the case and in following it, also because of the Tory Lanez case, I think he totally got railroaded. I mean, that's where I am with it at this point. But hey, look, again, he was convicted. A jury found him to be guilty, and it was affirmed on the appeal. They're indicating that, Tory Lanez team is indicating publicly, or has indicated publicly before the decision came out, that they were willing to keep appealing it. Okay, so as of right now, though, what we can say legally for sure is legally he was found to be guilty. So I don't want to be saying, anything other than what like actually happened. That being said, based on what I have seen, I think that there were some unconstitutional things that happened, whether it was on purpose or not. I don't even have to get into, and I don't even want to get into, but Milagro, Milagro Cooper, she is one of the people who was, and one of the few people who actually went to the trial each and every day. Milagro was there at the Tory Lanez trial. This is the one where he allegedly pew-pewed, and was convicted, guilty of pew-pewing, even though his DNA was not, strictly speaking, confirmed to be on the gun, and a bunch of evidence never made it to the jury. I mean, stuff like that. But again, y'all, listen, I can think what I think, and I also can tell you from what I understand what actually happened. And what actually happened was based on whatever the jury was presented with, they did find him to be guilty. So again, I don't necessarily think that was the right decision, but I wasn't one of the jurors, and I always do say that, and it is the truth. Okay, so that being said, that trial kind of spun off its own little legal, I must say, circus. And what had happened was the victim, the statutory victim in the Tory Lanez case is another famous singer, Meg the Stallion rapper, Meg the Stallion, Megan Pete. And Megan Pete was the victim, statutory victim. Okay, she's the one presented by the government as the capital V victim. And Milagro did not find Megan the Stallion to be credible. And one of the reasons why Milagro, and this is what I'm reading, I never talked to her, but I read a bunch of the transcripts from the various cases and things like that. And what it appears to have happened is Milagro just simply speaking, thought that Megan the Stallion was not a trustworthy person. AKA Milagro thought Megan the Stallion was a liar. Now, the reason she called her a liar, I personally don't know, if she's necessarily a liar. What I will say is her story's definitely changed. Megan the Stallion's story's definitely changed. It went from I didn't get shot to yes, I did. It went from I did not have any sexual relations with that man to yes, I did. And I think at one point, if I recall correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure Alex Spear will be happy to send me an email if I say anything wrong. Hey, Alex, let me know if anything's wrong. I'll correct it. Ting. Uh, but if I recall correctly, Megan the Stallion even called her own self a liar. She said, yeah, I went on Gayle King and lied, Ann, or something like that. So that's one of the, reasons that I'm interested in this case, just kind of like interesting. But also I am a YouTuber. I'm doing the same thing that Milagro, not the same thing, but like the same job that Milagro does, which is just talking on the internet. And these cases do, I think, set precedents for all of us and for all of our free speech, because really it doesn't take like a special degree or a special anything to just get online and start trying to talk. And so for that reason, I mean, these cases and outcomes of these cases, I feel like do affect all of us and all of our speech and all of our freedoms. So that's another reason. So I don't really know. Okay, like I don't really know about that project of Victorious Love. I see what you're saying, that someone may be able to help with Nova. There's nothing to help with Nova. The thing that I needed help with Nova has been removed. So there's really nothing to help with Nova at this point anymore, other than perhaps hopefully the feds investigating some of the adults who put her into this position, which is not anything I can do, or probably Invictus either. Yeah, no, I don't need any help with Nova. I never need any help with Nova. What I needed help doing was having that content removed, and it's been removed. So my job here is done. Thank you. You just found my channel off a comment about Lou Taylor. Oh yeah, we should go over the Lou Taylor. Okay, so yeah, let me add that to the list. I want to go over the Lou Taylor thing too. Okay, so the Meg the Stallion statutory victim. I know there's a lot of umbrellas in the chat. That's the Tory Lanez fans. Shout out to y'all. I don't like when I'm talking about this stuff, I'm not trying to, I'm trying to start a fight. I'm just calling Meg the Stallion a victim because statutorily that is what she was referred to as, and that is legally the most appropriate thing to call her in the context of what I'm talking about, which is a lawsuit that has happened or a criminal case. But now we're talking about a lawsuit too. So she was a statutory victim, and Milagro started basically saying, I don't believe Megan the Stallion. And she was saying some other stuff too. From what it looked like to me so far, from what I was able to ascertain, it was mostly just stuff that's protected speech. But the case did go to trial. I mean, it is going to trial. So that's going to be starting next week. Meg the Stallion has sued Milagro for defamation. I think also sharing AI deep fake, images or videos or something. Now, Milagro said she didn't share them. It's up for debate. It's up for dispute. We'll see. Again, this is not a criminal case. This is a private civil matter between two private parties. And by private, I just mean like not a criminal case. Okay, so that starts on I guess Monday. And again, I'll keep an ear to the ground, as it were, insofar as figuring out how to cover that case and stuff like that. But I am definitely very interested in it. Okay, so now let's clear the air on that one. Let's move on. I want to bring up these tweets. Because again, this is another perhaps to some people controversial figure. Now, I have refrained from talking too much one way or the other about Candace Owens. There's actually many, many YouTubers that I refrain from saying too much about because I just feel like a tangle that like at some point we're gonna like maybe cross paths in some way where it's like, let me just, I don't know. I don't have to say every time I agree with somebody and don't agree with somebody. You know what I mean? Like there's some that I'm just like, if I feel like talking about it, I will, but I just haven't really felt the need to like talk about my like opinions about Candace Owens. But I think the time has come for me to at least shed light on at least a little bit of my opinions about Candace Owens. I would say that our politics differ greatly. And that is to say that she, in my opinion, I could have it totally wrong. My opinion, she seems to align a little bit more with like a side of the political aisle. I don't. I could see little, degenerations on both sides. I could see redeeming things in both sides. I personally would consider myself not even to really be that political of a person. I definitely dabble in commentary on politicians, as is my right, and as I will continue to do. But for me, I kind of became completely disillusioned with the left versus the right. I think they're all degenerated cults. I really think they're all degenerated cults. I don't want to be in a religion. Oh my God. I don't want to be in an organized religion. I don't want to be in an organized political party. I basically don't even want to be on board of a company. I don't want to be involved. Okay. I just don't. Okay. So in that way, I would say, me and Candace Owens broadly disagree on many topics. Now, that being said, we broadly agree on many topics. There's a lot of stuff I agree with Candace Owens about, a lot of stuff I disagree with her about. And for the purposes of this video today, none of that actually matters. I'm not getting into any things that we agree and disagree with in the specifics, but this is just all to say, um, there was one issue that I did take with her, like for real. And I don't even remember verbatim. I've even gone back to look for the quote before, and I don't know if she's deleted the video or if maybe I just hallucinated that she said it. But I do recall, and if anybody from the Free Britney movement remembers this, please do let me know. Send me a screenshot because, like I said, I mean, I don't want to be unfair. Maybe I hallucinated this, but I do seem to recall that she had made some what I consider to be kind of like disrespectful or disparaging comments about Britney Spears, like in the conservatorship, like basically implying, I don't know, something disparaging about Britney Spears. That's kind of like always stuck out to me. And like, I should have wrote it down. I should have cause I just keep repeating it in my mind over and over. It's like, but she said that thing about Britney Spears that one time. And it was like something, in my opinion, rude and mean and harsh, or like it to imply that Britney like needs to be in a conservatorship, or it was a mistake to free her, or would be a mistake to free her or something. I don't really know. It just felt, just like unnecessarily nasty and also ignorant. It felt like like the literal definition of the word ignorant. Like you don't even know, like clearly, because Candace Owens does seem like the type of person that if she actually just sat there and looked at like the Lou Taylor of it all and the Jamie Spears and then that $40,000 loan and then the money and then the Stonebridge, like I just figured she would actually be on Britney Spears' side. And for some reason, I just remember like her saying something that was like, um, yeah, like on board with the Britney is crazy stuff. Um, but anyway, yeah, I know Brett Cooper kind of did say it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that this is necessarily the case. See, because this is one thing that I've learned too. A lot of times you get called all kinds of names. You get called conspiracy theorist, you get called a loony lady, you get called a crazed fan, they come after you at your job, they come after your copyrights, they try to steal from you, they try to harass you, they show up on your doorsteps for saying stuff that just about 6 to 12 months later, other people are saying, and it's like, oh, everybody's always thought that. And it's like, no, I remember being like legitimately abused, targeted, stalked, harassed over having these ideas. Everybody hasn't always been saying that conservatorships are nefarious. No, no. I remember being the first domino. I remember being the first. Put a one in the chat if you remember me being the first domino to fall on Lou Taylor. One. Now, I did say, this morning too, and yesterday too, like, I don't even care. The ship has sailed 5 freaking years ago on me getting the rightful credit that I deserve for the Free Britney movement, okay? The ship has sailed. So now the very best thing that I could hope for is just Lou Taylor comes to justice. So if anybody in the world who has 130,000 people in their live chat at any given time wants to talk about conservatorships and Lou Taylor, oh, I'm gonna be tuning in. That's kind of the point of the story. Like, I'm tuning in. So in the last 2, maybe 3 Candace Owens episodes now, she really has been doing a lot of I'll say pounding the pavement with this Charlie Kirk story. As you note, as you will have noted, I have kind of stopped covering that story for now because there is a lot of information flying to and fro, and I don't really necessarily feel like I'm the most qualified person. Like, a lot of people that have a lot of up close to this story are talking about it. And also a lot of stuff's moving around and happening each and every day. And it's just not like, I kind of the same thing happened to me with the Blake Lively and the Justin Baldoni case. It's kind of just like when things start moving around in court and I can read a court document, I'll pick it back up. Um, but people, y'all, and people, some people in the comments, people in my emails, whatever, have been letting me know that Candace Owens in her recent Charlie Kirk coverage has been talking about Calvary Chapel. Calvary Chapel has entered the chat. Okay. Um, that's the name of the church. I don't know. I don't exactly know their business model. I don't want to get sued, but it's like, I would say like a loosely affiliated network. Maybe it's an MLM. I really don't know the business model, but it's like I would say an association of churches, Calvary Chapel. And she's been pointing out that these Calvary chapels often have people who are the lead pastors who get in a lot of trouble for doing untoward activities to children. And so yesterday, I think she said something about it on her live stream, and I think the day before, maybe 2 days before. And I'm like, wait, the first time that somebody brought it to my attention, it's like 2 separate live streams. I think it was the last 2, or like the last one, and then like not the one before that, but it was like this week she mentioned Calvary Chapel at least twice in her videos, or at least in 2 videos. And in the first one that y'all brought to my attention, it was like some gave me the Lou Taylor tingle. I was just like, oh, Calvary Chapel, and the guy's name's Rob. Hmm. I just feel her lurking. I just feel the Lou Taylor, Coram Deo energy lurking just right around the bend, right around the way. And then again yesterday, she mentioned Calvary Chapel again. And I'm like, all right, look, listen, if everybody's going to be talking about Calvary Chapels all of a sudden, girl, I have 5 years of almost 6. I have 5.5 years of research. Let me just make myself a little Twitter thread real quick. Maybe somebody that likes of Candace Owens, maybe somebody else will be interested if Candace Owens, and somebody will be interested in this because I've obviously been telling it from the mountain. I've been telling it from the mountain for 5 years. I was the first domino. I left my job that I worked pretty much 30 years to earn 200, it was almost $250,000 a year salary. I made that for a few months before Lou Taylor came to my law firm that I was working at and hired them, and then was like, oh, make that associate stop. Make her stop making videos about me, and in particular about Stonebridge Investment Counsel. I said, bye. Because if she can do this to me here at this job, she can do it anywhere. This freaking gang stalker, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure she would beg to differ. I'm sure she would say it was a total coincidence that she just happened to hire that law firm at that exact time. I'm sure she would say that. Anyway, so I made this thread, and I'm like, just threw together just like some random things on my camera roll. Okay, this was not very well thought out. I just threw it together. I simply threw it together last night, and I'm like, look, since everybody's interested in Calvary Chapels all of a sudden, she talked about a lot of other stuff. And if y'all want to go check out what she talked about in her video, I do encourage you to go do that. That's not really like, I see people saying like, well, she also talked about this. She also talked about that. That's true. I'm not doing it justice, what her whole, like theory and stuff was. While I'm backgrounding, hold on. Let me put my little background up here. It went away. Nope. Let's see. It's this one. And, oh, There we go. Okay. So I said, this was 21 hours ago. As you can see, it was on November 13th, 2025. Last night, 7:05 p.m. is when I started the thread. I said, since people are interested in Calvary chapels right now, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind y'all, Lou Taylor founded a Calvary chapel with her husband, Rob. The church has an orphanage in Haiti. And before anybody sues me, I'm going to show you what brought me to this conclusion in just a few tweets. It is a tax filing form. That's why I say Lou Taylor founded this church, because she was on the originating founding documents, as far as from what I could tell. Okay, this is my understanding of it. If I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll be getting a letter from Charles Harder. Okay, hi. Hey, Charlie. Or will it be Blair Burke? Or will it be, that would be really funny if they actually sent one from my old law firm. That would be cute. That'd be a nice touch. But don't sue me, because I'm not saying anything false. What I'm saying is she founded this church. And the reason that I think that is because I'm about to show y'all on the public filings. If that's wrong, then correct me in the comments. Thank you. The church has an orphanage in Haiti. Yes, it does, called Lac Tulum. Lou Taylor also managed Britney Spears during her conservatorship and is still Sean P. Puff Daddy Combs' business manager and accountant. Well, her company, TriStar, is. Now, as you can see, that tweet has 52,000.6 views in the last 21 hours. That's respectable. I mean, it's not my most viewed tweet ever, but that's pretty respectable. That's way more than most of my tweets get. So I started a thread. Okay, so just again, to recap. Since people are interested in Calvary chapels right now, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind y'all, Lou Taylor founded a Calvary chapel with her husband, Rob. The church has an orphanage in Haiti called Lac Tulum. She managed Britney during the conservatorship and still is Diddy's business manager / accountant through her company, TriStar. Yep, that's this Lou Taylor right here. And her husband, pastor of Calvary Chapel, Brentwood, Rob Taylor. That's them right there. And that's Brittany's dad right there. I got a lot of typos in here because I was going to say right there, they are in Israel. But I just, whatever. There's typos. Okay, sue me. To take it up with my English degree or something. That's Brittany's dad right there. They just got baptized in the Jordan River. So let's open this post up. This was on Lou M. Taylor's Instagram account once upon a time. May still be on there. I think I got blocked. That's her right there. There's Jamie Spears right there. That's Britney Spears' daddy. Yeah. Baptized in the Jordan River. Baptized by your husband. Baptized with friends. At RG Nathan. And then it's got the Jamie. Jamie. That's his name, Jamie. Okay, so there you go. Salute Taylor. He look at the leg. Look at the leg cock. He got that little leg pop is diabolical. Now keep the leg pop in mind, because we're gonna see another diabolical leg pop coming up. Okay, so the next tweet in the thread. Lou's company TriStar, Diddy's business manager and accountant, sponsored a golf hole at Calvary Chapel Brentwood's charity golf event in support of their Haitian orphanage. And Lou Taylor and her husband started this church. Okay, so just understand what's going on. The church is having a golf tournament. What is the money going to from the golf tournament? It's going to be going to an orphanage in Haiti. Who does the orphanage in Haiti belong to, or at least who is it overseen by? Lou Taylor. The church, Calvary. It's Calvary Chapel's charity orphanage. Okay, so they're doing a golf tournament to fund this Haiti orphanage. Okay. Or to send money to it. And one of the golf holes is funded by TriStar. So think about, the celebrity money is coming into TriStar because she has fees, and she's making all kind of charitable donations out of TriStar. And one of them is the golf hole at the Calvary Chapel Brentwood, which her husband owns. I'm not saying any of this is illegal, by the way. I'm just telling you what they put public and how I understand it to be going on. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Here's the Twitter post. Lac Tulum. Oh, I spelled Tulum. It's Timon. Timon. Girl, I got the name wrong. Okay, but again, here's the real name right here. Got the name. I told y'all there's typos everywhere. Lac Tulum. Timoun. Calvary Chapel Brentwood annual golf scramble. This hole sponsored by TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, gold sponsor. Their business management and tax. We so appreciate our sponsors. Offering our heartfelt gratitudes to TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, a generous sponsor. And this is like, again, this is like her husband's church has this orphanage. Again, I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's just kind of like so transparent, but also just fake. Like offering our heartfelt gratitude to TriStar, my wife's company. Like, okay. Generous sponsor at this year's Calvary Chapel Brentwood annual golf scramble. Your continuous support is providing opportunities to hundreds of kids every day at La to Moon. Thank you so much, TriStar team. Okay, interesting. Let's move down the thread. Here's the public record of who started the church, Calvary Chapel Brentwood. Pastor's wife, Lou Taylor, would go on to manage Britney Spears during almost the entirety of the unconstitutional conservatorship. Isn't that interesting? And look right here, Louise Taylor, her old Brentwood, Tennessee business address, Robert Taylor, Stephen Chivigian, who is a well-known evangelical, and John Chinley, whoever in the heck that is. Okay, here's a picture from the Haiti orphanage. La Tamoon. Okay, interesting. Got it. That's Calvary Chapel's orphanage. At least that's how I understand the business model to be working. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, this is what it looks like to me. Here's Lou Taylor and Jamie Spears in the Calvary. I spelled Calvary wrong here. In the Calvary Chapel, Brentwood, purporting to praise the Lord. There's Lou praising the Lord. And here's Jamie looking like he's ready for his next drink, in my opinion. This person looks familiar. Anyway, okay, so there's Jamie Spears. There's apparently allegedly Jamie Spears, and there's apparently allegedly Lou. Okay. So what else in this thread? Oh, and that time Kris Jenner, quote, tracked down a disgraced Calvary Chapel pastor to start her own church. That's Kris Jenner. Her kids helped her to fund it. Okay, wait, hold on. Again, another church that more celebrity money is maybe going into, like, because we just established, just through that golf hole alone, right? Like, if you think about it, like, okay, like Lou Taylor, TriStar Sports and Entertainment, is managing all these celebrities. Well, they're taking fees, they're taking money, they got to make money. That's legal, nothing's wrong with that. But then they take this celebrity money that they're making from their fees, and then they're putting it into charitable things, which is again legal and fine. But one of the charitable things she's putting it into is her husband's orphanage that he has through his church. And so that's one way that celebrity money is ending up going to a church, even if the celebrities didn't donate it there or whatever. I'm not even saying it's illegal. I'm just pointing out what's been publicly reported. But here's another one again. And remember, Kris Jenner and Lou Taylor are thick as thieves, it appears. Lou Taylor was just at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party. She was there. There's pictures over there. I don't know, maybe it was AI. I don't know. But look at this article from, I think this was in 2011. Kim Kardashian appeared to confirm her family's interest in the church. In a 2011 interview with Piers Morgan, my mom has helped create a church. So we help fund that. That's what Kim had said in 2011. This is over 10 years ago. Actually, over 10 years ago. My mom has helped create a church. We help fund that. Kris herself claimed that she was inspired to start a church after her former pastor, Brad Johnson, at the time, he was the head of Calvary Chapel, Calvary Community Church. He resigned in disgrace following an infidelity scandal. I guess he was cheating on his wife, May 2007. He allegedly attempted unalive 3 times after he resigned. But then Kris Jenner tracked down this Brad Johnson and had him become the lead pastor at the church she founded, the California Community Church. Okay, interesting. Just things to think about. Especially considering like Candace Owens's one of her theses, I think, is that these churches are headed up by people who are already compromised, people who already have, they're already disgraced. So I think she was even saying criminals, but it's just, they can kind of install these people in here. So, and I'm not saying that's what happened. I mean, they could have just started this church. I really don't know. I'm just made a thread of photographs, and y'all can take, it with a grain of salt, please. But here's the next tweet in the thread that I made last night. Lou Taylor got her business start relying on the network of the Palm Beach Christian Chamber of Commerce. Now, each and every one of these tweets that I'm going through has already at least one, if not many, many full videos already dedicated to it. I've been talking about this for a very long time. So here she is. This is from the newspapers. Woman helps firms blend business and ethics. Business and ethics. This is from like 1997 too. This is an old article. Yeah, look, April 17th, 1997. Lou Taylor, business and ethics mix. Very well for Lou Taylor of Boca Raton. Oh, we got a Florida connection. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Lou Taylor, an executive with the TriStar Accounting Group. This is before it was even TriStar Sports and Entertainment. This one, she was still with that other one. It was an accounting group. And another thing, too, you will notice if you follow Lou Taylor's career, she changes kind of like hats a lot. Like at some point, she was a family spokesperson. Then she was a manager. Then she was a life manager. Sometimes she's an accountant. Then it's like business manager. And then she has all these interviews explaining even what in the hell that is. But it's starting to just look like handler and money manager. I mean, I don't know. She's the president at the time in the late 90s of the Palm Beach County chapter of the Christian Chamber of Commerce. Quote, the Bible teaches about ethics and doing what is right, Lou Taylor said. There's no reason why business should operate any differently. Lou Taylor's TriStar Accounting Group specializes in, obviously, accounting, financial management, and taxation advice for sports personalities, entertainers, writers, and entrepreneurial businesses. Local sports figures, such as Florida Panthers players Rob Niedermeyer, Paul Laus, and Bill Lindsay, are among her clientele. She started the county chapter of the Christian Chamber of Commerce in November 1995. So the Christian Chamber of Commerce, if Candace Owens or anyone else is going to be looking into Lou Taylor, I would suggest you really hone in on the early and to mid 90s Christian Chamber of Commerce, because Lou Taylor of TriStar Sports Accounting Group, before it was even TriStar Sports and Entertainment, all the way back in the 90s, 1995, she started the very first Palm Beach chapter. She started it. Look, county chapter of the Christian Chamber of Commerce in 1995 after learning of the National Chamber in Fort Lauderdale through Way 88.1 FM radio manager Dusty Rhodes. Okay, I'm not even going to get into it, but if you know, with the radio business and what that entails. Okay. This guy, Dusty Rhodes, the radio manager, had received many letters from Lou Taylor and other Christian professionals seeking agencies and businesses wishing to be part of a Christian group. Dusty Rhodes, this radio manager, introduced Lou Taylor to several national chamber representatives who helped launch the Palm Beach County chapter. The chamber, which has 36 members, holds monthly breakfast meetings that draw 60 to 100 business people and sponsors, special events such as the luncheon with guest speaker Tom Landry, the former Dallas Cowboys football coach. That was last Thursday. This is back in the 90s. Quote, all are welcome to the meetings, Christians and non-Christians, Lou Taylor said. We are not an exclusive organization. Well, then why in the hell is it the Christian Chamber of Commerce? Wait, hold on. You made a Christian Chamber of Commerce and you're like, oh, everybody can be in it? Then what was the point of making a Christian chamber? Just being a regular one? I mean, obviously I think you have to let people in like these things or something. I really don't know how it goes. If it's just like an association, I think Christians are allowed to say they only want to associate with Christians for these purposes. I really don't know, but it seems counterintuitive. Anyway, the chamber's goals are to improve the community's economy and its quality of life. Quote, our vision is to have brotherly and sisterly accountability. For each other according to biblical ethics. Oh God, what? That could mean a lot of things. I mean, on one hand, it could be great. Yay, go Bible. But like, what did I need some more specifics. Because I've seen how these people like to twist and turn what they think the Bible says. Anyway, the Christian Chamber of Commerce is non-denominational. Members must sign a statement. Hold on. Members must find. Okay, so you can come to the meetings. All are welcome to the meetings. But to be actually a member, you have to like sign and attest to being in the Christian faith. Which, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with people wanting to be in a Christian group just as much as I don't think anything's wrong with being in a whatever other religion group. Truly, I think if you want to have a little group, little networking group, that's fine. I don't really see an issue with that. But like, I do kind of see an issue with like bringing like God too much into business. Like, I mean, I remember Jesus Christ. I mean, what I learned, he was flipping tables over at the money changers who were turning his father's house into a den of thieves. Okay. Or whatever it was. I don't know. That's not a quote, but I don't know if Jesus approves all this intermingling of business and God and religion and doctrine. I don't really know. Anyway, so here's Pastor Rob and his wife, Lou Taylor of TriStar Sports and Entertainment at a fancy Hollywood industry event. Note, Robin Greenhill, that's her right here. She's pictured. She was mentioned in Diddy court documents and Diddy court, like in the criminal trial, like in trial, she was mentioned as Diddy's accountant who arranged various payments for Diddy alleged victims. So here they, oh wait, why is my thing not? Oh, that's just what it is. Okay, got it. Okay. Rob Taylor, that's Calvary Chapel. That's Pastor Rob from Calvary. Lou Taylor, that's Off the Rack Fendi right there. Couldn't bother to have it taken in. Robin Greenhill. Okay. Earlier this year, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, tweeted a picture of Lou Taylor with eyes to the side emoji. Remember that? Lou was on the board of Church Home with TD Jakes and others. Here she is right here. Bam. Here he is right here. Bam. And that's, Diddy's alleged associate. Also Russell Williams, David Kroll. Anyway. Okay, here's an alleged email from Britney Spears to her lawyer calling Lou Taylor a crazy lady and a stalker. She did not want Lou to manage her or her money. Important to note, Lou Taylor has denied the authenticity of this email, aka Lou Taylor said this email is fake. Okay. I choose to believe it's not because I think Lou Taylor is a liar, in my opinion. I wasn't there when this email was written, that's for sure. So I don't know if it could be fake. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. Lou Taylor denies that this is real. But this is what was reported and it was published by the Daily Blast a long time ago. Now, this is purportedly an email from 2007. Now, Britney Spears was put into the conservatorship in 2008, February, less than a year later. From Britney Spears to Gary the lawyer, allegedly. Again, Lou Taylor said this fake, but I think Lou Taylor lies, in my opinion. I don't know. We'll have to see. Britney says, Gary, since you're my lawyer, even though I don't know if you are really trying to protect me or not, but there is a crazy lady, Lou Taylor, that has been sending stuff to my house. How did she get my address? And why can't you stop her? This is Britney talking to her lawyer, allegedly. It goes on. I don't know her. She is a stalker. This is Britney talking about Lou Taylor, supposedly. She is really terrifying me and my babies. If she knows where I live, then she can just show up here. She sent me a effing pink hat. And she is writing letters like she is my mother. She has been stalking me since Malibu, and it needs to stop because I don't have security. And Sam, this is Sam Lutfi, refuses to stay over every night because he has 1,000 dogs to go feed. And I have my babies in London. And she keeps saying, and so Lou Taylor keeps saying, I am possessed and that she needs to come and kill these spirits. Oh my God. The only thing possessed was her girl, Coram Deo, in my opinion. I rebuke, though. Take it up with the Lord. Don't take it up with me. Okay. She says, I am asking you, Britney to her lawyer, for help. Please. This gated community cannot or will not keep stalker mail from reaching my front door. The maid let the FedEx guy in, and that's how this hat got here. We told her a million times to leave me alone, and now she is saying she is going to visit my drunk effing father in Kentwood, Louisiana, where Brittany's from. I don't care about him, but she could easily find my mother and hurt her. So Brittany's like, I don't really actually, she can show up and go do something to Jamie. I don't care. But what about my mom? What am I supposed to do when Sam Lutfi is not here? Brittany says to her lawyer, allegedly, apparently in this email that Lou Taylor denied, I am scared. Can you call him and tell him how important it is that he needs to stay here every night? Because it's like no one is listening to me. Read something redacted. And now she sent me pictures of her and a man and butterflies. She is really crazy, Brittany said to her lawyer. Do you care if I'm dead? Because I cannot sign your checks if I am. Your client, Brittany Jean Spears. Now, I think it was Sam Lutfi who has said this is a real email. So, y'all can decide for yourself if the authenticity of that. It's really hard to know. Now, none of us were there when it was written. Lou Taylor has been known to engage in lawfare against supposed Britney fans. Okay, remember this one? Exclusive Daily Mail, Free Britney supporter fights back against suit brought on by Britney Spears manager Lou Taylor, who claims the fan bought website domains in her name and shared defamatory posts. Now, this circles all the way back to the NFL as well, everybody. A decade or more ago, a young football player named Janoris Jenkins, Jack Rabbit Jenkins, had his contract negotiations disrupted because he claimed that the Rams coach, Jeff Fisher, who is a longtime Lou Taylor client, wanted to force young Janoris Jenkins, a rookie who had just gotten drafted, to hand his money management over to Lou Taylor and pay her, I think it was $100,000 or $40,000. It was a lot of money per year. I've been on this beat for a while. Okay, this is just an old screenshot I had. This is from 2012. Via 4 sources, this is Yahoo News. Yahoo reported the Coach Fisher, specified Lou Taylor of TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group to advise Jenkins. Lou Taylor denied being employed by Jenkins, though Yahoo News has obtained a document tying Janoris Jenkins to the company. The pre-draft conversation between Fisher and Jenkins' agent is unheard of, according to NFL Players Association source. And against the rules of the CBA, the league and the NFL Players Association have contacted the Rams over the matter. Jenkins reportedly he was told he could only work. He had to go. He could only play for the Rams if he gave his money to Lou Taylor. But then he came out and said, it all got cleared up. So it kind of went away. But this was something that was reported on at the time. Here's Lou Taylor with a room full of music industry bigwigs. So we got NFL. We got the Christian Chamber of Commerce. We got the Britney leg of things. We got the music industry through Britney. Okay. Also, she managed Travis Scott. She definitely managed his money and his, she was doing his tour and everything whenever the Astro World incident happened. Justin Bieber had hired her, but then he fired her this year. Here's Lou with Clive Davis and some other music industry bigwigs. The leg pop is diabolical. Look at the leg pop. So who's here? Looks how she's linked all. It's given Erica Kirk. And if you know, you know. It's given Lima Erica Kirkified. If you know, you know. At Leadership Music event in Nashville, Sony Music, Nashville, Angie McGill, Clint Higham of Morris Higham Management, SMN Chief, Randy Goodman, TriStar Sports and Entertainment CEO Lou Taylor, RCA Inspirations, Phil Thornton. There's Clive Davis, Big Machine Label Group topper Scott Borchetta, Swidler, Fitzgerald Hartley Management's Bill Swidler, Fitzgerald Hartley Management's Bill Simmons, the Davis Firm's Doug Davis, Fitzgerald Hartley's Larry Fitzgerald, and Tim Dubois Music's Tim Dubois. So here's Lou Taylor in the rooms where it happens. Okay. These, you don't get more powerful than the Sony Music Nashville, Angie McGill, Clive Davis, RCA, TriStar. So she's here with them. There she is right there. Okay. I think she she might have got that Miss Piggy nose done, or is it just miraculous contouring? I don't know. Okay, and of course, how could I forget the time that she also tried to conserve Lindsay Lohan? According to Lindsay Lohan's own father, here's an article from back in the day. Lou Taylor, who has a financial management company in Nashville, quietly came on board with Lindsay a few months ago. Lou Taylor is not only considered a genius in the money department, but she's a huge personality with a moral force. So throughout her career, right, you can watch her kind of as she comes up. We saw that article from the 90s. Now this is in the 2010s or so, 11. She's got a moral back, but she's a pastor's wife. Even when she was emailing Brittany, it was demons. She was possessed by demons and she needed to go to the light and see Jesus. And again, y'all, I mean, I have made hours. I would venture to say hundreds of hours of videos. Just videos alone. Thousands of hours of research for sure on this topic, on this woman. And you can follow through her career how she always keeps that sort of Christian lady thing. And it's almost like, I'm not saying Lou Taylor's a criminal. Of course, I have no way to know if Lou Taylor's a criminal. Maybe she is a criminal. I'm not saying she's a criminal. She might not be a criminal. Who knows? But if I was a criminal, it might be a pretty good, easy way to escape a lot of scrutiny and criticism if I just acted like I was like the most Christian lady of all the Christian ladies that there ever was. I could be. I mean, it just seems like a way to kind of skirt under the radar for a while. No, I'm a Christian. Because look at it right here. She's not only considered a genius in the money department, she's a huge personality with a moral force that easily rivals her hubby, who's a minister. That don't impress me at all. Because I'm wondering what the pastor's wife is doing in Hollywood. What kind of pastor is this? I mean, even back then, I was like, what is this? Shouldn't she be on the front pew clapping? What is this? She wants to be a conservator. She's a pastor's wife from Tennessee? It's giving social climbing. It's giving social climber. Also, I don't think I've ever seen any evidence that she has a college degree. So she's doing all this management. She certainly doesn't have like any searchable certificates or licenses that I've been able to find. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody please let me know and I will happily and gladly correct the record. I haven't even been able to ascertain that she graduated from college. Which is fine. I mean, you don't have to graduate from college, but you want to be in charge of P. Diddy and Britney Spears' money, you maybe should have like a degree. I don't know. They made me have a degree to do anything. So anyway, sources say one of the reasons Lou Taylor came on board with Lindsay Lohan is because her fire and brimstone approach to handling clients. Is she MK Ultraing them in the fire, girl? I mean, I don't know. That's kind of like what the question is starting to become. And I mean, people have told me like MK Ultra this and Beta Kitten Cat that and Monarch Butterfly this, that. And to be honest, like I still don't really feel comfortable fully like saying, oh yeah, that's what it is. Cause like, I really don't know if this was a government sanctioned program, y'all. It could have just been a crazy lunatic who learned mind control techniques and they have, some type of cult or something. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a government run op. However, if I end up finding out it is one, I won't be in any way surprised. Because, I mean, if anybody's going to be experimenting on Britney Spears, you think they're just going to let any and everybody do it? I don't know. There's like a lot of outstanding questions I've never been able to find the answer to. And it's like a hush-hush secret. It's a hush-hush secret. Many lives were destroyed. Many lives were destroyed. Jobs, careers, relationships, trying to keep quiet what has happened to Britney Spears. I can promise you that. They attempted to destroy my life. I mean, it's just unfortunate for them that God had other plans. No. We're told Lou Taylor is not shy about pushing her born again religious views, something we are told scared the hell out of Britney. But we're also told Britney got over it when Lou Taylor engineered the financial end of Brit's very successful concert tour. Lou Taylor reps a bunch of Hollywood types as well as Nashville singers. Seems like an advertisement for Lou. One person who currently works with Lou Taylor says, quote, she takes no BS from no one. This must be Jamie Spears. It's like having a mother with an iron fist who just fiercely tries to protect her clients. Protect from what? This is the like conservatorship or jail language. Like protect from what? How do you know what she needs protecting from, you freak? Britney said, no. Stalker, according to that email. I don't know if it's real. Lou Taylor wrote a bunch of Hollywood Times. She takes no BS. Another source says Lou Taylor's influence is so strong, it's like having an interventionist on her client's team. Oh, that's interesting. This kind of ties back into the Florida Shuffle tactics, if you ask me. Lou Taylor is the one who ripped Dr. Phil a new one for trying to do a Britney intervention on his TV show in the middle of her 5150 hold. Sources say Lou Taylor has helped Lindsay in the financial chaos department. In the intervention department, not so much. So she was trying to get her talons in, allegedly. Exhibits filed in Britney's conservatorship case demonstrate what appears to be scheming about judge selection amongst Geraldine Weil, which is one of Jamie's lawyers, and Lou Taylor. This is back in 2008, right before the conservatorship was put into place. Geraldine Weil is credited in Michael Jackson's posthumous tour documentary, This Is It. And they've done swole up his estate to being worth like a 16 billion, 1.6 billion. Like I think it's over $1 billion. And the vast majority of the estate has inflated in value since he died. Okay. So just remember that. And Britney Spears' team did, at least for some time, include some of Michael Jackson's team after the conservatorship was even ended. So look, here's them scheming. In my opinion, it's a scheme. It's Jamie's lawyer. Hey, Lou, we've run into a problem with our judge selection. The only judge who will be able to hear our case on Friday is the one judge who will not give Jamie Spears the power to administer drugs to Britney. Psychotropic drugs. The first time she's off the bench is Wednesday. That is the first safe day to be in court on this matter. Why? Because they wanted to drug Britney. This was filed in court as a court exhibit. Hello? Lou Taylor is the email recipient. Lou, we've run into a problem with our judge selection. The only judge that is on the bench right now, she won't let us drug Britney. It's not going to work. The first day it's safe. That's the word, safe. To be in court on this matter is going to be Wednesday. If we go earlier, all of this work could well be for virtually nothing, as Jamie will be able to get her diagnosed, but not force her to be drugged. It says get her treated, but I mean, that means forcible drugs. We've discussed with Jamie and we're in agreement that we would rather be safe than sorry. Please pray. What's praying have to do with this? Y'all are trying to drug her. If you wanted to pray, you could have just been doing that. Please pray for Britney. Pray on Britney, I think is what she meant with the EY. That we will get more info and she will suffer no further harm at the hands of Sam. Lou said, ladies, tomorrow we will need to craft a paragraph statement that I can service after you file. That way there is an official statement out on behalf of Jamie. You will be bombarded, as will my office. And that statement will have to serve as the official statement from Jamie. Should not take more than 15 minutes, but we need to have it ready. Coram Deo, Lou Taylor. And this is why I always say Coram Deo, because this is how she signs her email. She's stupid, in my opinion. Okay, so anyway, next. I did this little thread, threw this little thread together last night in a few minutes. So I'm like, okay, isn't it just incredible that this pastor's wife from this Brentwood, Tennessee pastor's wife was also the conservatorship guru of the 2000s? Britney Spears' former life manager wants to organize a conservatorship for Lindsay Lohan. And look, she's holding Lindsay Lohan's mama's hand. Look how helpful this random stranger is, holding hands. Lou Taylor with Dina Lohan bringing flowers to Lindsay at the Pickford Lofts Sober House. Look at that little advertisement they got in on July 16th. And with Dina and Allie visiting Lindsay in jail on July 22nd. X17, the propaganda arm of Hollywood for a while. Another Britney Spears Instagram post about Lou Taylor. This one was post-conservatorship. A week before they sent me away to that effing place, and that effing place she's talking about was in 2019, Bridges to Recovery, which was um a treatment center house. It was a residential house. It was a mansion in the same neighborhood that P. Diddy had a mansion in. Yeah. Yeah. A week before they sent me away to that place, TriStar invited me to their offices. The swanky suited up bitches. So nice with their quote, "We are here to make you feel special." Yeah, sure. I had lunch with Lou Taylor and Robin Greenhill. They said, "Brittany, look at your picture on the wall," with a huge black and white framed picture in the hall of their office. Kate Beckinsale was there too. They sucked up to me and made me feel special. Right. Huh. Those same chiz killed me a week later. My dad worshipped those two women, and would have done anything they asked of him. I think they were trying to kill me. I think they were trying to kill me. I still to this very day believe that's exactly what they were trying to do. I still to this very day believe that's exactly what they were trying to do, but not a damn thing was wrong with me and I didn't die. Nobody else would have lived through what they did to me. I lived through all of it and I remember all of it. I will sue the beep out of TriStar. Psst, they got away with all of it. And I'm here to warn them every day of my precious life. Okay. Okay. That doesn't sound like somebody crazy to me. I'm just so sorry. It just doesn't. Argue with your mom, don't argue with me, because it doesn't sound like a crazy person. It sounds like, given all this evidence, actually, that makes the most sense. And remember, she got sent to that place because she said no to a dance move. She didn't want to do all the overtly sexual, titties out stuff anymore. She was sick of it. She said, "I'm a mother. I don't want to do that anymore." They said, "Dance, pony." Whoop-ah. Sent her back to the reprogramming facility, Bridges to Recovery. Charing Cross Road. I wrote this in my personal notes more than 4 years ago. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, 4 years ago. May 2021, before I even made the Janoris Jenkins discovery. I have dedicated a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to getting to the bottom of this. When I started getting close, Lou Taylor hired the law firm I worked for and demanded I shut up. I made this in my notes. This was just my notes. 4 years ago, 2021. And again, this is just notes. This is not facts, but you could see my mind was going in a direction. I was noticing a pattern. Who's in the middle? Lou. I drew it with markers. I drew it with marker pens, okay, on my desk, on my own piece of paper on my desk. This is not a computer. The free form didn't even exist yet. Lou Taylor up there, Lindsay Lohan. Well, what do we know about the Lindsay Lohan? When they were advertising that Lou was going to take over her life, even though she didn't end up doing it, she was saying she's a pastor's wife. So they advertised her pastor wife there. Justin Bieber, he had a Hillsong and a church home connection. Religion. When he started putting his little baby toe out of line a little too much, when he was wiling out in Hollywood, someone had to come in and handle his ass. And it was Hillsong and or church home. And those weird, freaky pastors that look weird and freaky. Weird and freaky weirdos. One of them ended up getting in trouble with an infidelity scandal himself. This was in 2007. This was more recently. Then there's Britney Spears. Her family was a very religious family. You saw Jamie Spears in church raising his hands, praising the Lord with Lou Taylor. You saw Jamie Spears with Lou Taylor and her husband in the Jordan River getting baptized, praise Jesus. Okay, so there's a religious component. Then you have Nikki Taylor, who wrote the foreword for a book for Mercy Ministries, which is a Christian recovery thing. It used to be a gay conversion, for lesbian conversions. Okay. But that fell out of favor. They don't do that no more, allegedly. There's a whole Mercy Ministries survivors group. Mercy Ministries on Twitter has blocked me. But ministries, like this it's run by Nancy Alcorn. I have videos on this as well. Religion. Jamie Lynn Spears almost got sent to Mercy Ministries whenever she got pregnant, but she didn't end up going. Then, of course, how could we forget Kanye West? Lou Taylor's managing the Kardashians. There's the religious component. Remember Sunday service. Also California community churches, churches as far as the eye can see. What about Justin Bieber's wife? Haley Baldwin. Her dad is the self-professed Jesus freak of Hollywood. I'm not saying being a Christian is something bad. Amen, Jesus. I'm glad people are Christians. But what I'm saying is, could people be wolves in Christians' clothing? It's up to you to decide. I had look up here at the top. I called it the celebrity conservatorship racket. Innocent until proven guilty. I'm not alleging that anybody did any crimes. This was notes from my notebook from 2021. Okay, this is the who will be next and when will she be stopped? I wrote that in my notes, my personal notebook, May 2021. It's November 2025. And I'm not planning on stopping now. I will be telling everybody what you tried to do to me. Now, what did Lou Taylor really, whenever her back was against the wall, when I kept telling my employers, nope, I'm not going to stop. Nope, I'm not going to stop making videos. No, I'm not. Because my employers had already given me permission to make those videos. By the way, I had to ask. As soon as I started working there, I knew. Because I don't know if I'm a psychic. I don't know. The Lord told me. I don't really know. But something told me I need to tell my employers that I have this, side thing going on, because Lou Taylor, it's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. I knew it. Anyway, so I had permission to make the videos. So she comes to the law firm. She hires the law firm. Immediately, she's like, tell her to stop making videos about me because I'm a client now, or whatever she said. I don't exactly know. I wasn't privy to the exact verbiage of the discussion. But I said, no, I'm not doing that. And then they kept coming back to me like a week later. 1 week would go by. 1 week would go by. I mean, it was like CIA tactics for sure. I mean, I was up against some very powerful, manipulative, psychological warfare. And I handled it swimmingly. I mean, really, nobody could have handled it better. I was a champion. I just pranced right through it and kept it cute. But she wanted to stop making these videos. And so I'm not going to stop making videos. And then finally the last ditch effort was like, could you at least just stop making videos about Stonebridge? Because she's like not affiliated with them anymore. And her lawyers told us. And I'm like, well, I think her lawyers are foolish. And I think they're lying. And my employer, I'll never forget. I was brand new. I just passed the bar. Just months before this, I'd passed the bar exam. And he said, well, BJ, I mean, I'm a lawyer. You're a lawyer. Would you ever lie for a client? And I said, Larry, we're talking about billions of dollars here with a B. If I was somehow implicated in a billions with a B criminal conspiracy, so I said these words in 2021. If I were somehow implicated in a billions with a B dollar criminal conspiracy, oh yes, I would definitely lie. Yeah, I would. As it turns out, I'm not implicated in a billions of dollar criminal conspiracy, so no, I would not lie. And he was like, "Well, you don't know if you don't know if they lie." I said, "No, I sure don't." But I also don't know if they're telling the truth. And you know what I told him? I said, "Larry, if you're willing to show me the evidence that they showed you to make you so sure Lou Taylor has nothing to do with Stonebridge, I would like to see it. And I will sign an NDA and I will never tell anyone that I saw it. And I will take every video down that makes anything of the sort of an implication like that." And I said, because you're right, Larry, I don't want anything out there that isn't true. I don't want to be saying non-true things. So it's a simple solution. You show me what evidence you saw that made you so sure Lou Taylor is not affiliated with Stonebridge, and I'll take all the videos down. I'll never say it again. He said, I didn't actually see any evidence. I just, would you lie? And that's whenever I said, the billions with a B, whatever. Yeah. So basically I said, I think she's a liar and I think her lawyers are lying. I said that to my boss. I said, I think they're lying. I think they are lying. Yes. And he was like, well, how do you know it's Britney's money? I said, how do I know what's Britney's money? How do you know that Lou Taylor put Britney's money into Stonebridge? I said, because the conservatorship records show that. Lou Taylor presented documents to the court which showed that some of Britney's money was in Stonebridge. I don't know how much. Then he was asking about the $600 million. He's like, how do you know the $600 million isn't for somebody, some rich overseas client? And I said, because I read the financial paperwork and it said that 0 clients of all of Stonebridge's clients were overseas clients. They were all American clients. So I would be very surprised to find out that the majority of the assets under her management were for somebody overseas. I mean, I think that would actually be a crime because she would have been lying to the federal government. Or whoever was managing Stonebridge at the time. She started Stonebridge. There was all these conflicts with Stonebridge. And yes, Britney Spears' money, some of it did go in there. I told Larry, I think the $600 million is Kylie Jenner's from Kylie Cosmetics transaction with Cody, which ended up prompting a lawsuit. Remember, she was the youngest billionaire on Forbes cover and all that. And then Forbes came out and said, actually, we think they faked tax documents to show us, so we have to revoke her, all that. I think the $600 million was from that sale. I sure do. And I told Larry that at the time. I said, I don't think it's Britney's money. I don't. It could be. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. And they didn't offer to show me any evidence. So anyway, that's this. What she really wanted me to shut up about was Stonebridge Investment Counsel. The evolution of Britney's money in her Stonebridge investment account, company linked to Lou Taylor, according to the court accounting reporting we have. 2011, 13 million, 0.8, or 13.8 million. 2013, 3 million. 2016, $31. So where did this almost 14 million go? I don't know. I don't even know if this is a correct, who knows? There's just stuff from my camera roll. And then I have a playlist of about Britney's money and how Lou Taylor keeps popping up over and over. And this is, of course, to remind you, Lou Taylor works with the Kardashians, Kris Jenner, Kylie Cosmetics, and was just fired by Justin Bieber in the last year or so. And clearly, I could have gone on and on and on. Thanks so much to Kells on Earth for the $2 super chat. I can definitely agree with that. Hi, cousins. Hi, auntie. Shotzi, thanks so much for the $2. Thank you, Thank you, TGF, for the $5 Canadian. This is what happens when you bring up an autistic person's special interests. And provoke our sense of right and wrong and justice all at the same time. Woo! You in trouble now. Been in trouble for 5 years. I will be telling everybody what you try to do to me. Woo! Okay. Coram Deo. Bits. Shout out to Hiker Mom being a member for 6 months. Isn't Palm Beach, Florida, where Epstein lived and whatnot? Yep. Yes. And I think that there is a larger thing. I don't want to make any specific claims. I don't want to make any specific claims, but until I have more evidence. But I do have some suspicions on that. So then, like I started this little segment out with, Candace Owens has been kind of talking about it. And she's got, what else did she say? Running late. We'll have to link. Oh, she's going to be doing an episode today. Oh, God, y'all. I might have to cut this short. Look, I never thought I was fitting to be the one to be doing the rushing to go see Candace Owens go live. But look at this. Okay, so this her stories from today. 8 hours ago, she said, somebody get me in touch with Britney Spears. Now, remember, I started this segment out saying I vaguely have a memory that Candace was like, Britney Spears is crazy and needs to be locked up. I might have hallucinated that. And if I did, apologies to Candace Owens if she never said nothing like that. But I do have a memory of her saying something kind of snarky. Anyway, she says today, 8 hours ago, somebody get me in touch with Britney Spears because I was exactly today years old when I learned Lou Taylor's husband is a lead pastor of Calvary Chapel. Not was, girlfriend, is today Brentwood. Calvary Chapel, Brentwood. She said, somebody get me in touch with Britney Spears. Well, guess what, Candace? You're about to find out. You can't get in touch with Britney Spears, and it's very strange. She's supposedly free. But nobody, even including like a lot of her family, even really talks to her much. It's always just these weird, she's erratic. She's erratic. It is possibly the case that some extremely powerful interests are at stake and making sure that all of us think Britney Spears is insane. Crazy. Nobody listen to her. She has some to say about Lou Taylor, everybody. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to Britney Spears. She said, get me in touch with Britney Spears. We're going to see if she's able to do it. If Candace freaking Owens can get in touch with Britney Spears, it will be a miracle. Britney Spears is a highly, highly handled and monitored person. She said, for those of you who watched yesterday's episode, this is why every Christian influencer is having a heart attack trying to tell us that we shouldn't be looking into the Charlie Kirk assassination. Faith, as I have maintained, was the infiltration. So she's kind of making some insinuations here. Calvary Chapel is, and again, y'all, I'm not doing any whatsoever justice to like what her actual like theory is. I have this side tangent about Britney Spears because I've researched this topic in the Lou Taylor stuff, but you should check out her yesterday's video and the one previous about this Mikey McCoy guy, and then the pastor Rob McCoy. He was a Calvary Chapel lead pastor, and truly the only reason that I'm not trying to summarize it is because it is a little bit like attenuated and I don't exactly remember it. I don't want to misspeak, but it's like, yeah, there's some Calvary Chapel. And whenever I saw her making the first reference to Calvary Chapel, when one of y'all sent me that stuff, that link that day, that whenever it was the first time, I just had the Lou Taylor tingle. I said, oh, Lou Taylor's all around, all over this. Lou Taylor's all over this. All over this. The next tweet or whatever thing on her story, it's not tweet, it's an Instagram story. The next slide. I will have more details on this later. But for the people that read Chaos, which I do have that book. I was actually organizing my books this past weekend, and I found that book again. So I do need to read that. I will have more details on this later, but for the people that read Chaos, the origin story of Calvary Chapel brings us right back to government and MK Ultra. Oh, okay. This is going farther than I'm just like, oh, I think it's a racket. Maybe it's a gang. Maybe it's a mob. Maybe it's a mafia. She's going straight government. Okay. All right. She said, if you have a pastor that's spending months out of the year in Israel or speaking about it, it may be time to leave that church and find an actual church. Okay, look, that's Candace Owens' opinion. I'll leave it up to y'all where you want to go and be at church or whatever. What I will say is I did see Lou Taylor and her husband getting baptized with Brittany's dad in the Jordan River in Israel. How long before Christian influencers? Okay. This was why I was like, okay, wait. Oh my God, I already took a screenshot of it. It's like, I could stare at this. I could put it up on my wall. How long before Christian influencers hit the internet like it's unbiblical to look into what happened to Britney Spears? And whenever I got a little bit of a hunch that Candace Marie Owens, I just made that middle name up, I give everybody a Southern middle name, might look into what happened to Britney Spears, my eyes started watering. It might have been my mouth started watering. Something, my sinuses released. My cortisol levels went down. Because if they thought that they had a hard time picking on me, this lady will scorch the earth. And she has the resources and the audience to do so. Oh my Lord. Can you imagine Candace Owens? That is a dog with a bone. Okay. Whether you like her or not, she's going toe to toe with the president of a freaking country. She's going toe to toe with the president of a country and his wife. She's going toe to toe with all of Israel, all of Netanyahu. I mean, there's nobody she's not scared to call right out. Lou Taylor is going to be like a breakfast appetizer for Candace Owens. Oh my God. Can you imagine how long before Christian influencers hit the internet like it's unbiblical to look into what happened to Britney Spears? And I'm like, look, glory be to God. Upon the highest, Hosanna be his name and all of it. Because if she's going to start looking at, I mean, it don't take long for you run into Lou Taylor at every turn. Now, Candace, what I will tell you, a lot of stuff has been deleted. A lot of stuff has been removed from the internet. There's a lot of archives. And what I will say is there is no fan base on the internet. Not one. Not a single fan base on the internet with more historians. Okay, there's good historians in every fan base. The Britney Spears just like it's just countless. And I think it's because for years and years and years, decades, people have slowly begun to realize that what's going on with Britney Spears is weird. And it's not because she's crazy. It's because the situation is crazy. She was bringing in, generating with her performances hundreds of millions of dollars and not able to sign a contract. She was swinging from the rafters, sometimes without a harness, but she wasn't allowed to decide whether or not she was going to take birth control. She said people used to come into that treatment mansion that she was in and just watch her bathe. And I've always wondered what rich billionaire was paying for that luxury. Because I know it wasn't just 4 nurses standing in the doorway looking at Britney Spears bathing. What in the hell was that? Britney Spears was freed from the conservatorship, but I have reason to believe she's still being highly monitored and handled. Yeah, look, y'all, listen. I told y'all already what I think about it. Okay. I am not a Candace Owens, I'm not like blowing the trumpet for her. What I will say is I love to agree with people on things I agree with. All right. I will put it all aside because I remember the main thing that I was aggravated with her about in the first place was that I have a hallucination memory that she was saying some snarky stuff about Britney Spears deserved it. So if she's going to come back around, she's going to come back around the mountain when she comes. Oh, I'm coming. I'm watching. I'm at the very least watching because she will scorch the earth. And y'all are saying, maybe she's controlled opposition. Maybe she is. Maybe she is. If the controlled opposition's coming around to a broken clock is right twice a day. And I'll be cheering it on and I'll be reacting to it and I'll be clapping. And if she never gives me no credit, shame on her. But guess what? Justice for Britney. Thanks so much to Christy for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, BJ. Never stop. Thank you. Shout out to the mods in the chat. Yeah, look, if Candace Owens is lying a lot, that's great for her. She better not lie about this Britney stuff. Y'all are not going to change my mind on this. If Candace freaking Owens, who gets 100,000+ over 100,000 viewers in each live stream, is fitting to take the candle to scorch the earth with the Lou Taylor Britney Spears story, I think we should all appreciate that. I truly do. And if she's going to do it justice, she starts lying, we'll know. Britney herself, thank you, Dreamhouse Nightmare. Britney herself wanted to speak out. She hasn't spoken publicly since. She wrote a book. I'm so sure. Thanks so much for the $5. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Okay, so then there's one more. I thought she didn't even do lives on Fridays. Running late. We'll have link to you shortly. 6:15-ish show. Sorry, I had an interview this morning. Okay, so she's going live about 35 minutes or so. So anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to show y'all with that. But that being said, I do want to talk about one other subject today. This was pretty much the main thing I wanted to talk to y'all about today. And it is there's been a sort of development, I will say, with the soft white underbelly stuff. It's kind of truly old news, but I don't watch soft white underbelly if I can help it. There's a few little, sagas within soft white underbelly that I do from time to time keep up with. That would be the Nova story. That would be, the Amanda Rabb story with the Lima and all that. And then from time to time, I'll venture and I'll dabble in the Rebecca story. So recently I have made a series of videos about this 13-year-old who's now 15, but whenever she was thrust upon our algorithms, she was 13 years old. And she was called various things, including a prostitute and a, quote, runaway. So, Nova is her name. I've been, talking about that. And recently I, against my will, was exposed to some explicit and illegal materials just sitting right there on Twitter. Okay, it was just sitting right there on Twitter. It wasn't like down the rabbit hole on X, or I mean, excuse me, on Kick. It wasn't on Telegram, it wasn't on OF. It was on X.com, Twitter. So I ended up having to call the FBI and getting the cops involved and everything. And because I was reporting it because it wouldn't get taken down, it was not getting taken down. It was up for like I think a week. I don't even remember. It's all a blur. I don't really think about it anymore. But I made this video about it. And I think my cousin Neem, he made a video yesterday. It was a long live. Let me pull it up. Thanks for the $5 super chat, Dream House Nightmare. Okay, so here is the live. As you can see, it's 2 hours and 24 minutes long. So obviously, we're not look at the caption now. Obviously, we are I'm not gonna send this whole thing or anything like that. Most of his video is him reacting to my recent Nova video. But before that, he was like, before we even get into that, he found Cousin Eve Investigates. Okay. I need to put this video. Let me share the link in the live chat at the very least. But I hope I remember. I'll go and put it down in the chat as well. I'm in the description box. I just put in the chat. It's right here. So he has investigated. He found some stuff. He found something that I wanted to bring to y'all's attention. Okay. I wanted to amplify and boost what he had said. Stop it. So
trick ass shit too with these people, the adults and the underage. He sits there, he does these pregnant ass pauses.
He's talking about Mark
like, nigga, when it start? But he doing all kind of way. I think that's setting the mood.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Taking like control,
weird, man. Pay attention to this. And we just gonna play these for a little bit. But her specifically, her story's crazy.
Okay,
watch this. Her story's crazy.
So my cousin Eam, he went out there. He was doing his own investigation yesterday, and he found some stuff that has happened on Soft White Underbelly, and it has to do with this one particular, Mark calls them subjects, who is, I believe she's either 16 or 13 years old at the time of her first interview. And I will let you kind of hear him introduce it in the way that he, wants to or whatever. But it's like, in some ways it's like more the same. In some ways it's like something brand new that I had no idea about.
To the best shot on YouTube though. My good people in here, man. My good people. Because we're gonna walk some shit down real quick.
All right, China.
Look.
China.
You see how shorty, because I'm talking about attention to detail. You see how she sit there like, what's up, nigga? Creep ass, bro.
Where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Oakland.
Oakland? And tell me about your family. You had both your parents when you grew up?
My mom died around when I was like 7. She died because my dad was beating on her and stuff, beating her up. And he ended up killing her, so now he's in jail for life. So really, I had to.
So she said, my mom died. My dad had unalived my mom. I was, had a decent life, and now I'm out here having to do all kinds of things on Fig.
And do everything on my own. Starting at 13, 16 now. Been doing this 3 years.
You started working the streets at 13? And who raised you?
Who raised me? My uncle.
Your uncle?
So I was out here starting from 13 to now, raised in the Nickerson Gardens.
Yeah, South Central LA.
Projects.
So you're 16 now?
Yeah.
And so you're working Figueroa Street?
Yeah, I work Figueroa. I don't work it as much, but I work almost like every night, every day. It's a struggle. Like I would want to get out of this like so bad. It's a lot that comes with you working on Fig. You're risking your life every day. So it's like, I don't know. I'm gonna make something out of myself one day though.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna make something out of myself one day though.
That's good. You're in school still?
No, I graduated because I did homeschool. So I graduated already.
So you're 16, but you graduated high school already?
Mm-hmm.
You're a good student?
Yep, I wanted to graduate early because I know what I do, and I can't do that at the same time. And I'm not going to be a fail in life because I want to work on Fig.
Okay,
so
I'm going to put the this part on a little bit faster because it's just kind of like the purpose of this part is so that y'all can see that she is. Oh, I have to pick one. I can't have both of them. Boo. Okay, so Okay, whatever. So this is her telling her story, right? The details or whatever. It becomes important. Spoiler alert. There's going to be another follow-up video where some of the things she's saying doesn't turn out to be true. Or does it? But again, y'all, I'm telling you, Cousin Neem investigates. He needs to name it Neem investigates.
And that's what I did. And yeah, it got me somewhere though.
So your childhood sounds very rough because you lost your parents.
Yeah.
How was it after your dad went to prison and you lost your mom?
It was hard because even though my mom and dad used to fight a lot, I was so close with my dad and I was so close with my mom. If my mama didn't have it, my daddy did. If my daddy didn't have it, my mama did. So it was like, it hurt me to see both of them leave me. It was like, what am I going to do now? And I got little sisters that I have to raise. I got brothers that I got to raise. I got a kid.
You have a child?
Yeah, he's one. His name is Ajante.
Y'all. Hold on, I need to pause this. Pardon the interruption. Like, I know that like y'all are not like excited that it's like Candace Owens. But to me, this is an extraordinarily vindicating moment because for a very long time, I have been ridiculed, harassed. Lou Taylor came to my job. I believe she was trying to bankrupt me for saying these conservatorships are evil. Lou Taylor, something's wrong with her. This is sinister. There's something going on here. Brittany, justice for Brittany. And the fact that in less than an hour's time, okay, just try to see it from my perspective for like 5 seconds. Okay. Please. There's so little like times that I get to pat myself on the back. Please, can we just together, please? The fact that in less than an hour's time, in fact, and indeed less than 30 minutes, there is going to be 100,000 most likely or more people in a live stream that's entitled From Brittany to Charlie with pastors like these. Who needs enemies? And she's got Kanye in there too. Do you know who was the first person ever to connect Lou Taylor to Kanye West? Me. Through who? Abracadabra Holdings. A car Jenner. I just have been out here fighting this battle alone. Nobody will touch Lou Taylor. Sloan tried to, got a cease and desist. There was a couple other channels at the time who definitely did, but Breathe Heavy took theirs down. Breathe Heavy took it down. People don't want to talk about Lou Taylor. She went after that one alleged fan that one time, and then everybody thought that she was going to sue them. She went after the Investigate Lou Taylor account. She went after the Bronx Jew. Remember, that was his like actual like handle name. Don't come for me. And the fact that like somebody said, I think she found the thread. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But again, y'all, it's not even at this point. I like gave up getting credit. Like, I don't even care. Okay, whatever. I mean, I kind of do. Like, if you're like on purpose not giving me credit, like that's pretty shitty. But like, if Lou Taylor gets found out and people start knowing what I know about Lou Taylor, like that's good enough. You know what I mean? That's good enough. That's good enough. If you don't know who Lou Taylor is, girl, you have a lot of content to catch up on, but lucky for you, it's good content. Okay, anyway, so back to what my cousin Neem found.
All right, this is I'm gonna just show y'all something before we get into the BJ investigate shit, right? Because I almost want to preface BJ's video with just this piece that I have here because I want y'all to understand this because I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Just how BJ's like, yo, I'll be calling the FBI and Mark later. And it's like, it's something about this guy though. He's a freakazoid, right? And he needs to be investigated. Straight up. Now, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you something, right? This was crazy. This was wild to me. Hold on. We're going to do, watch this, bro. Cream. Oh, yeah, watch this, bro. And this is what I mean about, like, you shouldn't even be able to do this shit with any underage kids. It should be like a law against this. They don't have no parents or no nothing, then they off limits. You should not be able to do this. Watch this shit.
Okay, so you just saw the video she did first.
All right, China. China, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Oakland.
Oakland? And tell me about your family. You had both your parents when you grew up?
My mom died around when I was like 7. She died
saw
because
this
she's
part.
my own and do everything on my own starting at 13.
Okay, 1 month later.
Years old?
She getting old.
Hold on. Okay, 1 month later.
You were Harmony. You and I did a little talk here. You told me your name was China. You told me some other things, and some of those things you told me weren't 100% true, right?
All of it wasn't true.
Well, some of it was true.
Some of it was true.
You're working Figueroa.
Let me slow it back down to 1.25. So first of all, I mean, just like this body language analysis, like I'm gonna say it. I personally don't necessarily look, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't know any of these people, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure everybody would say I'm crazy, you know, who would hear it over there from the Mark Later camp. But to me, I don't really believe every time somebody comes on here saying that there's somebody's mama and there's somebody's sister and there's somebody's daddy. I don't believe it. Sometimes it maybe is, but sometimes like I think dad is like a code word for something else. Okay. Mom might be a code word for something else. Like I need to see a DNA test real quick. Like I don't exactly know, you know, for sure if somebody is somebody's mom, you know, or whatever. Now, that being said, I don't necessarily have any reason to believe that these particular people are lying. I guess they kind of resemble each other and all that. So we have this person here purporting to be this girl's mom. Now, remember, earlier in the thing, she was dressed, you know, like in a little tube top. There's a little tie-dye tube top. And here she is dressed in like, you know, clothes they picked up at the Ross Dress for Less or whatever. And now she's like, oh, last time when I came on here, I was lying, Mark. So what was she lying about? Let's see.
I was.
Yeah, but you don't have a 13-year-old sister who's doing this, and you're in fact 13.
My little sister, 8 years old.
9.
No, she's 9 years old now.
9 years old?
Not about that. She getting old. She back at home. I'm from Kansas. Nowhere near Oakland.
You're from Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas. That's 8-9 hours from here on a plane. So, I don't know.
So you ran away.
Anybody who's demon
So, homie guy,
possessed husband thinks I give crazy energy is entitled and allowed to rot in the next rehab they get thrown into. I don't care.
with the Oli Wapti by a 13-year-old. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Then she doubled back with her mom. Her mom like, yo, clean this the fuck up. Clean this up.
If that's her mom.
All that shit you was talking, all that was a lie. Yeah, you was doing what you was doing. I don't even know if her mom know that she was actually doing that. To be real. When you see her mom, how she look up, I don't even know if her mom knew she was, I think her mom knew she was wayward and all the whole shit. I don't think her mom knew she was street walking and all that, right?
And you know,
but she lied. The whole thing was a lie.
You know what it kind of reminds me of too? And I didn't think about this before until like now I'm sitting here watching it now again. This same thing happened with Amanda Rabb. She came on in the first episode. She said, I used to live with my dad or my boyfriend or whoever it was, but then I found out he was a PDF. He was a child, you know what? And she also made allegations about her father being a PDF file. Well, later on, after she got clean, she came back and reneged all of that stuff and said I was crazy. I was out of my mind whenever I was talking about. I don't even know why I said that. And it's like, well, now she's contradicted herself, aka perjured herself. So you're welcome to disregard everything she's ever said, or believe one, believe the other, not believe one, not believe the other. But nevertheless, it's kind of another, you know, person coming back on, having lied about their parent, and then the parent kind of gets involved, and then now all of a sudden they were lying. It's just interesting. It's interesting patterns. I can't help but notice patterns. It may not mean anything at all other than it just is a coincidence. Who knows?
For her street walking. She got a bag off of Mark Later because I'm sure he paid her. Because if he's not, then you even more sick. Right? I'm sure he paid her. And she's sitting up here lying to you, but you so thirsty. You so fucking thirsty because you like this shit. It's not about no awareness or trying to shed light on nothing. It's because you like this and you're a creep. You're a creep. And this is what BJ was talking about. You's a freak, bro. Point blank.
So one thing I think is funny.
I don't know how to feel about her mom. We're going to play this a little more. I don't know.
Nima's like, actually very sweet because he's like, I think he doesn't know if this lady's Muslim, which would make it like, his sister or whatever in a way. Like, you're not supposed to be like going too hard on, like, I got, whatever. I'm not an expert or whatever, but he's like battling with himself because he's like, I don't have too much to say, but shame on her. But I can't. It's like, listen, I get it. I do. I go back and forth like that with all of these women, even Tania. Sometimes I'm like, well, I mean, and on the one hand, it's probably like very likely that she was abused and is abused out there on the street. But then on the other hand, it's like, but you have 6 kids. Like at some point, you bringing a lot of people into this and you're not even out of it yourself yet or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Again, like I said, I go back and forth. Again, I don't know if this is her mother. I don't know if that's her mom or not. They do look alike. I will say they resemble. That being said, it could be her real mother and who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. It's just such a confusing thing because especially with this little girl right here, she came on here, said she was 16, turned out she was 13. She came on here, said a bunch of stuff, turns out it wasn't the truth. So it's like, was it not the truth then? Or is it not the truth now? And it's hard to really know. But Neem, he says some really profound stuff in this analysis. And one of the things that's funny, he says, he's like, at first, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, at first, I was kind of like, okay, BJ, like, okay, do your thing or whatever. But Neem was like, I wasn't really trying to get into all that, like calling the cops stuff. He was like, and I remember he was like, I'm not going to play her calling the cops. But then he did say, even then, he was like, but just because I wouldn't call the cops doesn't mean that she shouldn't call the cops. Doesn't mean I'm discouraging her from calling. But then I think Neem, like, he went back and like kind of looked into some of these Mark Laita videos. And now he's like, oh yes, call the cops, call them again, call the FBI again. I got something else to report. He kind of like, I think came around to understanding why it is that I go so hard, because it's like these little girls' own mothers, for better or worse, are not able to protect them, even if they're trying. And then they get, kind of like body snatched up on the blade or whatever, or just, used for clicks and views. And it's like, no, this is not acceptable. But this is something else that, that had happened. And again, this is a minor. This is a minor. This is a person a child who was, if she's telling the truth the second time about her age, she's the same age as Nova. Whenever she went on Soft White Underbelly, she was 13 years old. If true.
I feel about her mom. I'm gonna keep it real. Cause like, how does this happen?
Away?
Yeah.
When did you run away?
I started running away back at home in Wichita, which led me here.
Excuse me. She from Wichita, Kansas, gang. Wichita, Kansas. She said she had a 1-year-old. She told this nigga she had a 1-year-old. Stupid Mark Laita. Thirsty Mark Laita. Degenerate ass Mark Laita. Ew, bro. Who even want to hear these stories? With all due respect, who want to hear these stories?
Not me.
Let's see, though. Because probably y'all do, too. Who want to see these stories? 1.4 million people want to see these stories.
It's crazy.
1.4 million.
That's crazy.
Bro got hit with the okie doke. I want to get on her mom so bad. But I'm Muslim. I don't know what she is, but just I can't do that. But like, I'm really confused at what this is too. How does this happen where your 12-year-old, your 13-year-old can find her way to Los Angeles, find herself in front of this creep who exploits her? I'm just so confused, and it'd be crazy. It's like, oh, little girl's fast and all this.
Listen to this.
I'm starting to feel a way about this. Not even like, oh, I don't feel a way, like it's not right. But I'm starting to feel a real way about this. And then it's just being paraded across niggas on no jumper here and there, popping it. And what the fuck?
Yes.
What's going on for real?
Exactly. What's really going on, cousin? What?
The fuck? I think it's creeps, gang.
Exactly.
To nobody.
Something wrong with it.
She looks like, shout out Gangland Nat in the building. My girl. Shout out damn homie in this motherfucker. What it do, DH? Damn homie in the building.
Art
Hardcore,
of the
what is it?
personal story said, I'm not a Muslim. Everybody out here not a Muslim is about to start saying it for you, Neem. But I'm not really trying to go too hard on this mother either, because I don't know enough. With Tania, she's put herself out here so much. I know so much more about her and how she acts and what she does. I mean, this lady is the first time I ever saw her in my life on my screen. So, no, Christy, I would absolutely not encourage Britney Spears to go to Florida. You ever heard of the Florida Shuffle? They will put her in that so fast. Bam Margera wasn't safe in Florida, and I don't think Britney Spears is either. I actually think if you want to stay safe from a conservatorship, you need to stay the hell up out of Florida. Don't go to the state. Don't go to the state of Florida. Don't go to the state of California. If you want to stay out of a conservatorship, I'm telling you the places where I've seen it's really easy to put people: Florida, California, Nevada, Arizona. Conservatorship.com over there. It's conservatorship or jail.com over there. That's just my opinion. Not Florida. Somebody said leave the USA. Christy said, at my house, I'll hide her. Well, then that's enabling a fugitive or whatever it's harboring, whatever. But my cousin name is getting fired up, I will say, and in the best way. And actually, that leads me to a point I wanted to make. Neem has said from time to time that he doesn't understand, like him and Tufstino, they talk to each other, whatever, and they're like, they don't understand why, I guess like why I like them, or like why I'm putting them on, or like why I like send people over there or whatever. And it's because of this. It's because of this. It's because they are giving protect the children energy for real. I know, and I said this at the beginning when I started covering their videos, I know to some extent, not like from a firsthand perspective or anything, but to some extent, I know it's not easy to go against the grain, to go against the status quo of what a lot of the other men in a certain space are doing. It's actually like kind of hard, even if you're like not a man, even if you're a woman, no matter who gender, no matter what gender, it's hard to go against the status quo, if you will. And the status quo in this so-called community that involves, No Jumper and Nova and Soft White Underbelly and yada, yada. The majority status quo there is that it is just a lost cause. These little girls are fast and grown. They thrust themselves into the lifestyle. They're not really in foster care. They're runaways. So to disagree with that would be to go against the status quo. And yet, both my cousin Neem and my cousin Stino and also my cousin WIGTV, there's a couple more, there's a couple others in Showface News. They are really out here standing up, not only against the status quo, but for the right thing, objectively. If these little girls and little boys, they've got little boys ones too, are not going to be protected by their parents or the government, and they're not going to be protected by any of the I mean, let's be honest. CPS ain't going to protect them. Let's be honest. The LAPD most certainly isn't going to protect them. Then what are we like? Do we need to like rush out into the streets and protect them? No, of course not. But if grown men plural, I'm talking Mark, I'm talking Adam, I'm talking Aunt Heffy, I'm talking Big Whoop, I'm talking ATM Richie. All of them, if they're going to platform this type of debauchery and this degeneracy as if it is something that is, oh, she's just fast and grown, thus herself into the lifestyle, then we absolutely must. We must speak back out in the other direction against that. We just must. It's just our duty. We just have to. And I think that, like, I don't know, I never talked to him about it, but I think on a fundamental level, deep in there, or maybe high up on the surface, both Neem and Stino understand this and agree. They know we have a duty. It sucks to be the people that are the adults now. We can't do juice boxes and Capri Suns and video games anymore because we have to protect children who are not even our children. But there's like a certain level of decency. And it's just like, yes, this is the type of people that need to be being platformed, not Brandon Bucci, not Lush Fed, not Aunt Heffy. Those people need to be shamed. If anything, do not contact anybody mentioned in this video. But that's why I think y'all should go over there and subscribe to Neem. I'm sure we don't agree with on everything. I'm sure there's stuff he's going to say or has said that I don't agree with. There's ways that, Tough Stino, I don't know. I can't even think of anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm not co-signing every single thing they say. But what I appreciate is their heart. And I just really could feel, like, sometimes you feel it coming through the screen. Neem was outraged, pissed. I don't know. You just feel like, you look at his face, like, what is this? He's trying to give the benefit of the doubt to the mama, but he's like, I'm starting to feel weird. I'm starting to feel like extra something's off about this. And it's like, yeah, that's conviction. That's righteous indignation. That's realizing and recognizing that there's a predator, in my opinion, treating a little vulnerable, weak, and it's okay to be weak. That's not an insult at all. Vulnerable, inexperienced as far as, the ways of the world. How experienced could you be? Sure, perhaps more experience. She's been walking fig, so probably more experience per se than, like, the average 16 or 14 or 13 or however old she is. But it's like something, it's like when you're watching a nature documentary and you see the little zebra running away. Like, the zebra might be fast, it might be agile, but there's a puma on its tail, okay, or a tiger or whatever eats zebras, okay? I'm just saying. It feels like a predator prey situation. You just got to sit there and watch it. Now, this video I do think is a few years old. The video he's reacting to, but I never knew about it.
Stephen Allen in the building, SoCal, what it do? My bad, y'all. I'm not even reading y'all shit. I'm just Mailstrain Reviews, what it do? Keith, subbed up to @JustNeem. Make sure y'all do so, right?
Subscribe to his other channel. He has another channel. He has another channel called Just Neem, and he's apparently about to start doing some Mark Leta investigations, some soft white underbelly investigations over there. I'm already subscribed over there. Let me pull the channel up so y'all can see it. But he has like a second channel, and it's going to be like his more like kind of like personal. Like different topics or whatever over there. So this is that channel. The Just Neem. I don't know if it's a channel, podcast. He calls it a channel. A second channel right here. So here's the other channel right here. It has 700 subscribers. Let's see if we can get him to 10,000. I mean, not 10,000. Let's see if we can get him to 1,000 by today. Can we get our cousin Neem for speaking up for the children? For doing the correct thing as his duty as an uncle of society. And I say uncle, I'm auntie. Okay. I am full on auntie era. Okay. I say it with reverence and respect. We earned our stripes. Okay. We earned our stripes. Okay. Here's his Just Neem page. So y'all, please go, please go subscribe to him on his Just Neem channel. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers today by Friday, November 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Please, can we go get him to, I'm already subscribed. I'll have to log into my other channels and subscribe. It was at 700 and now 701 Slay. Okay, let's do it for our cousin. I did put his channel in the live chat. Y'all go over there and subscribe to that. Jamie said they subscribe. Let's give him 1,000 by today. I love doing these little, what would you call it? Like subscribe-a-thons. Okay.
Oh, hey, I got stupid clips, bro. When I tell y'all I was just literally combing through this shit.
Listen.
I was going crazy, bro. And I'm just like, oh, this is wild. I was like, I understand where BJ is coming from, because I'm not going to lie. At first I was like, damn, she be on. It's like, you know what I mean? But now I understand.
See?
I do. Hey, bitch. What are you talking about? Nikki, what's the word? Boom. Shout out my girl. That chat up there. Y'all go sub up to Just Neem, please. Everybody.
Go sub to Just Neem. Let's get him to 1,000 today. 1,000 today.
She looks genuinely hurt and like she has. But that's the thing. She does. But we're gonna walk this down a little more. How long we been here? It's 5. Oh, it's 5. All right, we just gonna get into some shit before we get into this BJ shit. Y'all better respect cousin BJ. Shout out
Tell
cousin
him.
BJ.
Tell
Y'all
him.
respect cousin BJ.
Y'all better put
only
some
really
respect.
doing something about something out here. Straight up. Now look, this the thing though, DJ. I felt that way too. And then because low-key I watched, not even like that, but I watched it just on some legitimate research shit. I watched a lot of these. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I watched this here, you know what I'm saying?
He was doing his research.
I see
He
this.
was doing his
right?
research.
And like I said, I don't want to be owner or nothing like too much. You feel me? But I don't know. We gonna play this a little more. You feel me? We'll play this a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Get away from running away, but then I started running away out here.
To get away from what?
To get away from like all that running away and stuff that I was doing back at home. I had to come here because it was like my mom wanted to get me away from stuff that she knew I was gonna keep running.
Harmony likes attention, so I thought that moving her out here to LA with me, which was where I was living at the time, we've always had dreams of her going to the.
Okay, real quick, boom, real quick, right there. Harmony likes attention, no disrespect at all, but it's like, yo, you are supposed to be saving your daughter,
right? Like
you're supposed to.
I kind of took that like a certain type of way personally. Like it's giving Tania a little bit. I'm sorry, it's just giving a little Tania vibe. She's like, my daughter just likes attention. So I moved her out to LA and I was about to put her on the movies or whatever. She wants attention so bad. We was gonna make some money off of her. I mean, that's kind of how I took it. Perhaps I'm wrong, but I mean, that is kind of like, at first it was kind of being framed as though this little girl had ran away to LA. She's from Wichita and she ran away to LA. Well, who brought her to LA? Her mom. So it's like, how far out of the picture was that mom really whenever she was on that last video? I don't know these people, and it was years ago.
Saving your daughter. I'm a father, bro. And I'm just in my head. It's just like, it's almost like she like throwing her under the bus a little bit. She likes attention. Yo, so what? Where does that come from is the question for me. She wants attention so bad. So where does that come from? Because it comes from something, right? And you just do that on here. First off, I don't know what mother sits with her daughter on here like this. And I'm talking about, and I don't know, because I don't want to sound foul or nothing. But it's like, yo, okay, you want to double back and you gotta right your wrongs. Cool. I'm gonna sit off camera, stupid ass child. And I mean that with no disrespect, but I'm talking about if this was my kid with your stupid ass coming up here doing all this shit, embarrassing me, you sit on that camera and tell them how you was lying. But she up here talking about, like,
I think I wouldn't.
She likes attention. Like, what is that?
I think I just wouldn't go. I think she wouldn't go on the camera again, and I wouldn't go on the camera again. But here's the thing, too, and Neem does bring it up. Why is Mark Laita so comfortable interviewing these kids? Like, is he getting permission from their parents? Like, if you think about it, I mean, is Mark Laita just interviewing kids with no permission slips? Like, I actually think probably not. I actually don't think he is. I think he's getting permission from these parents. If he's not, I mean, I guess you can just interview a kid if you want, I guess. I mean, I probably wouldn't. Like, I try to keep kids off my stuff unless it's like, purposes like this where I'm speaking out against what I perceive to be some wrongful action and the kid already has been exposed to millions and millions of people by Mark Laita. Of course, I'm going to say something about it. I'm not sorry about it. I had a few people in my BJ Investigates video who were saying my video is bringing awareness to this, calling the FBI, telling people what really is going on in the world is the same thing as what Mark Laita is doing. And it's like, either you are a bot or you are entirely missing your entire frontal lobe. So I just really can't communicate. I'm sorry. I can't. It's like you're trying to speak to me and it's like, we are just too many levels apart. I just can't. I'm just so sorry. I just can simply not. But, this is just, I mean, I'm so, look at this. This is me right now. Me too. That's me. That's me. Told y'all we cousins.
You're responsible for her. That is like, you know what I'm saying? That's a little weird to me. It's a little weird to me, bro. Straight up. I know how my mom was with.
It sure is weird.
My sisters like, man, what? Yo, I be telling y'all all the time. Those of y'all who follow me for real, who really know my content, will be on the lives and shit. Tell y'all my pops was a loke, right? You know what he told me, my brothers?
I don't know what that means. What's a loke?
Keep your sisters off the pole.
Huh.
That was a euphemism for like out the streets, not in strip clubs, not whoring. Respectable women. That's what that was. That's what he was telling us. It's like, yo, that's the main objective. She wiggled her way into doing this, and you know what I'm saying? And she was lying about shit, whatever. I don't know. And that's the thing, too. It's
We
like,
don't know.
bro, it's just confusing. All this shit is nasty, man. Y'all be out here ready for that clout. Niggas be ready for clout, bro. It's just, I don't understand. I don't know. Let's continue, though, because I'm just confused. Shout out my cousin in the building, Big Bad Drea the Virgo.
Shout out to Drea.
Watch your mouth. Talk about Drea the Virgo. I don't know. All this shit, this shit ain't cool. Do respect on the fuck Max Stephanie is. See her on camera. I don't know, dog. I don't know. I'm about to run this back, though. I don't know, dog. I don't want to say too much. I don't know.
Attention. So
Because she knew I was gonna keep running.
Harmony likes attention. So
She likes
I
attention.
thought that moving her out here to LA with me, which was where I was living at the time, you know, we've always had dreams of her going to the Millennial Dance Complex and her dancing with Matt Stephanie at that studio.
She's a good dancer.
Yeah, she's a great dancer. And so I went out there and, you know, we checked out the studio and wanted to get her enrolled in that. And we got her signed up at the YMCA downtown. And you know, I spoiled her a lot throughout the time. You know, she came out here, she knew everything, and just trying to get her.
This
not
sounds
trying to
like
punish
this
her
is
for her past,
Tania
but
coded. This is Tania coded. This is also Hassan Piker coded. Like, oh, the dog is so spoiled. My dog is so spoiled, and the dog has got to sit on a 2x4 camping cot for 8 hours a day and can't move. And if it moves, it gets electrocuted in the neck. Allegedly, I don't know if that's true. Okay, he said he didn't do that, but it appears that he might have. And so it's like, where's the spoiled? What's the spoiled about this? You're pinning all the family's hopes and dreams on her making it in Hollywood, or that's the spoiled, or what? You're talking down to her and coaching her through what to say on a channel with however many million subscribers. That's the spoiled. Where's the spoiled? Where's the spoiled at? I'm trying to figure it out. It certainly didn't go to her outfit. It certainly didn't go to her hair. I mean, no disrespect intended. She's a beautiful child. Beautiful woman too. Mother. I mean, they're pretty. But like, where's the spoiled? That's what I want to know.
to just move on from it and do something different.
What made you want to run away in the first place?
Attention. I mean, not even attention.
No,
Attention.
she's saying
Because
attention.
if I'm not
Mom works
getting
a lot.
yeah, she works a lot. So it's like, as much as she
See and all that. That's what I'm gonna tell you too.
She works a lot.
That's what I'm gonna tell you too, right?
Okay.
Don't answer no questions for me. She's sitting up there. It's like all this seemed kind of rehearsed too. Everybody nasty.
Everybody's nasty. It's
I don't
the
know, bro.
truth.
Because her mom's sitting up here like, yeah, attention. Let her answer for herself. Let her answer for herself. But anyway, I'm getting off the shit. I'm getting off the shit.
I feel
So, look,
that though. I do that too.
Y'all, I've seen enough of that. Y'all seen enough of that. So this is what we're gonna do though. This is what we're gonna do. Brody's a sicko. So this is what we're gonna do. So y'all seen that? Boom. Y'all seen the first one, right? Boom. She like, yeah, I'm 12. My daddy killed somebody. Boom. He locked up for life. All this. Boom. Boom. That's that, right? Then we seen a double back with moms. Mom's like, stop lying, or whatever story moms wanted her to give to the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
That's what it looked like to me.
Again,
too.
my whole thing is like, yo, you don't have no criteria or no nothing about how you go about conducting these interviews. Again, these are underage.
It's
children.
a curious question to me.
These are children. It's not underage children. They're children, right?
Seriously.
Teenagers and shit. So look, this was Shorty was 13. Shorty was 13. Now this is like a year later. She 14, and homie triples back on her after the interview with her mom. That's weird to me. Why are you keeping in contact with Shorty? Yo, you got the story out there the one time, right? Wow. You say that's your whole objective is to get the story so people can know. So we know about China, Harmony. We know about her. So why do you keep going back? It's weird, but I'm gonna run this.
All right, Harmony.
Hi.
Harmony, how are you?
I'm good.
Bro, why that's funny, my nigga?
Yeah.
Why
is
that's
that?
funny?
I don't get it.
She told you her name was China. She doubled back with her mom. Her name is Harmony. And you like, China, Harmony. Why is that funny? And that's a 14-year-old you sitting in front of.
Stupid.
Creep.
Creep.
You talking about? This nigga's a weirdo, gang. I'm not even gonna lie.
That was another
This is
thing.
the
Okay,
third
yeah, that too.
Content.
Amanda's dad, Larry Rabb, alleged dad. I didn't see the DNA test, I'll tell you that. But Amanda Rabb's dad, Larry, he also said Amanda was spoiled whenever she was a kid and had everything she needed, and they used to go to Coney Island or whatever they are, wherever they went to go to, Venice Beach, Boardwalk, wherever they went to go all the time. And it was like, I would get her cheeseburgers and I would take her to the park. It's like, that was spoiled? Okay. All right.
The third content with Harmony. That's weird, dog. And I would excuse the second one on some shit like, yo, her mom wanted her to come up here and rectify the situation, right? But yo, okay, you got the story out there the first time. This is it. So we'll say 2. We'll just X the one with her mom out. It's the second time. Come on, man.
So, Harmony, tell me what has been going on in your life. You've had a crazy life for a 13. You're not 14 years old, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Why
Isn't that
14?
a real story?
Tell me what's going on.
So
Neem
lately-
goes into talking too about how, look how much older she looks. And we've seen this with Nova as well, where just within a very short time frame, which this is a normal time, right? Let's just be clear. This is a normal time for teenage girls and boys to look different from the time you're 13 to 15. A lot of changes do happen. But I think it's a little bit more than just that. It's like the countenance on the face went from like bright and open to like, more. She's seen some things. I mean, she's only 14 years old. She could be 20. And I don't mean that to say she's fast and grown. Okay. What I mean is the big bad world does take its toll. And who's going to be there to protect? Who's going to be there to protect the China Harmonies, the Novas? If, again, look, it looks like her mom was trying maybe to do something to help her, whatever, to go pick her up. I don't know if that was her. I don't know if anything that's said on this channel is true. Because look, we just learned that people could just lie. So it's like, was she lying then? Is she lying now? Is this poor child okay? I mean, I have so many questions. I have so many outstanding questions. And I'm very thankful, appreciative to my cousin Neem for bringing them up. What I will say is he's going to be doing on his new channel. He said it on Just Neem. He's going to be He's going to be covering Mark Laita and the things that he found. He went down a rabbit hole yesterday. I mean, he usually goes live during the day. And yesterday he went live like at nighttime. And a reason why he went live at nighttime is because he said he was doing he said that he was doing research. He was doing research on Mark Laita all day. Soft White Underbelly. So, okay. Thank you so much to Dreamhouse Nightmare for the $2 super chat and the other $2 super chat. Thank you so much to You'll Clap When I'm Gone for being a member for 20 months. Shout out to you. Hey, everyone, I'm late as usual. Hope everyone is well. And thank you so much to A Obsidian for the $6.99 Canadian super sticker. Well, y'all, that's about all I really have for this one. I was going to redirect y'all over to the Candace Owens live because she is live right now. And I want to go see what she has to say about Calvary Chapel and Brittany and how it connects into anything she's been looking at. I was going to redirect y'all over there, but I guess she has that feature turned off, which is understandable. She doesn't want people to be able to forward people into her chat. But if y'all want to go over there to Candace Owens's chat, I'm gonna be in there. If y'all do go over there, let her know that Surprise Witness sent you. Be nice if you can. If you can't be nice, I would just say just don't go over there. Please don't send any hate to anybody mentioning this video. I do understand if y'all don't like people. I'm not trying to ask you to like somebody or whatever, but like I personally am very grateful that somebody the #1 podcast in the world, I think right now is Candace Owens podcast. So I'm grateful. I am grateful. I'm calling it a blessing. I'm calling it a win. Okay. But I'm gonna be going over there. If somebody could throw that link in the chat, or I guess I could do it. I'm here anyway. But I want to see what she's got to say about it all. Pastors or handlers? Oh my gosh.
That everything is bacon.
Okay. Again, like I'll say, I can't necessarily co-sign every single thing she says. But let me just, for example, there are almost 48,000 people in this chat right now. 47,965 in the chat. From Brittany to Charlie, with pastors like these, who needs enemies? Candace Owens, and she usually don't even do Friday episodes from what I understand. So I'm about to be in there, and that's all I really had for this one. Hope y'all had a good week. Have a good weekend. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Neither are opinions. Oh, hold on. Shout out to Amy becoming a new member. And thanks so much to Diana G for the $10 super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Facts ain't defamation, neither are opinions. Love you, Mina K. Bye.